I'm here to tell you an amazing story about American bald eagles just 25 miles southeast of downtown Dallas. About a mile from this location is the John Bunker Sands Wetland Center, which sits in the middle of a man-made wetland. This man-made wetland has provided amazing habitat for the bald eagles. Unfortunately, they chose a very dangerous location, which is on a live transmission line tower owned by Oncor. We've worked with Oncor over the past year and a half, and Falcon Steel and the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service to relocate that amazing eagle nest to a new location.
Even though the bald eagle is no longer on the endangered species list, it is still protected by the Bald and Golden Eagle Protection Act and the Migratory Bird Treaty Act. So we still need to institute significant efforts to protect the species. All efforts are not successful, but this sure looks like one that's going to be great.
The bald eagles used to occupy this part of Texas in the Dallas area, and they more or less disappeared in the late 1800s. But we have an expanding bald eagle population here, and you may see in the coming decades a thriving population in Dallas. And we have to learn how they can fit in the community with all of its infrastructure for people and its existing natural areas that still exist.
This relocation is not your ordinary relocation. We've actually decided, in order to make it successful, we're going to relocate the entire arm with the nest intact and the arm intact. We're going to put it on a flatbed truck and we're going to drive it over to the alternative nesting structure. This structure is a replica of the existing 345 kV tower that Falcon Steel donated to us. We made sure that it was in the same orientation as the existing tower, and it actually is at a higher elevation, which will give the eagles an even better vantage point than they have now. Locate this nest, Oncor and our partners are going to great lengths. We actually have to take the entire line out of service. We're going to remove the entire arm, including the nest. We'll put it on a flatbed truck and drive it over to the new tower. In order to deter eagles from coming back and nesting in an unsafe spot, we have already placed some deterrents in nearby structures, and we will be putting deterrents in the new arm that we will be putting up on the tower to deter them from nesting in that area and hopefully encourage them to nest in natural substrates such as trees or in the alternative nesting tower that we are providing for them.
It really does take a community for these kinds of successes. This is a great opportunity, but we really couldn't do it without cooperation from Oncor and from the state partners and the John Bunker Sands Wetland and their volunteers and the locals who live here and who are excited to see what we're doing. I'm just really happy to be a part of it. The Fish and Wildlife Service relies on these type of partnerships for all of our successes in conservation.
The pair of American bald eagles returned to this location in the fall. The committed environmental partners that worked together for many years for this relocation waited to see if an eaglet would be born. On January 26th, we got our answer when one egg we believe was laid in the nest. On March 5th, in the middle of a snowstorm, that egg hatched. And over the next 6 weeks to 8 weeks, we watched that eaglet grow to maturity. A large flood occurred in the beginning of June, and that eagle finally fledged the nest. It has spent the last few weeks learning how to forage and fly from its parents.
Eagles can be disturbed very easily, and so the fact that they did not care that we moved their nest and they made it and they had an eaglet is very, very special. And that eaglet now is full grown. So I had the honor of working on this project for almost 2.5 years. It's one of the longest projects I've ever been on and definitely one of the most unique. There might not even be an opportunity to do this again, so it's very rare. This relocated eagle's nest provides an opportunity for not only professionals but also students to learn about eagles and their behavior in North Texas.
As word of this success story spread throughout our community, many visitors have come to the John Bunker Sands Wetland Center to see the success story up close and personal. Witnessing the eaglet take flight was amazing and brought back all the memories of our partnership the 2 years prior, and also makes me think about the future potential of many people coming from our community to witness this success story for generations to come.